told me the ruins were dead. They lied. Something had turned this place into a graveyard. Pikachu, Eevee, all completely frozen in these glowing nightmares. It was an absolute massacre. But then, in the darkest corner, I found him. Gastly, terrified and alone. I reached out to save him. "It's okay," I whispered, but my hand went straight through, just freezing, empty air. Still, he chose to follow me. Out of the shadows and into the sun. Turns out, ghosts have a massive appetite. Once he realized he was safe, he owned the place. Gravity meant nothing. Doors were just suggestions. But underneath the mischief, he just wanted to belong. I wanted so badly to hold him. But physics is a cruel joke. Absolute zero collision. Seeing him realize he was just empty air broke my heart. So, I decided to change the rules. I turned my kitchen into a war zone. I baked a massive feast just for him. He swept across the table like a purple vacuum cleaner. And in that moment of pure joy, something clicked. A blinding light swallowed him whole. And there he was, bigger, with hands. He was Haunter. He licked my face, still passing right through. But for the first time, there was a reaction. I felt the cold. We started taking our routines outside. It was perfect. Until the street shattered. Electivire, a nightmare in yellow, discharging blinding electricity. I froze, but Haunter didn't. He teleported right in front of me. The lightning didn't just hit him, it tore through his ghostly form. He was violently flickering, fading back into the void right in front of my eyes. "No! Don't leave me!" I screamed. He heard me. The fear vanished, replaced by pure fury. Another explosion of light, but this one was different. It was heavy. The asphalt cracked under the impact. He had weight. He was Gengar. One massive shadow ball blasted the beast clear out of the neighborhood. The smoke cleared. I reached out my shaking hand, and I didn't pass through. My fingers sank into thick, warm fur. He was real. Of course, having a fully solid ghost comes with a completely new set of logistical nightmares. The very first step he took in my apartment made the hardwood floors groan in absolute agony. He waddled like a giant, overfed purple penguin, his massive belly swaying with every step. When he decided to throw himself onto my pristine white couch to relax, the sheer impossible mass of his body compressed the springs to their absolute breaking point. The physics of the situation dictated that the other side of the couch, where I was sitting, became a catapult. I was launched half a foot into the air, spilling my drink everywhere. Sleeping became an entirely new adventure. He insisted on sleeping on the bed with me, which instantly created a crater in the mattress so deep that no matter how close to the edge I started, gravity would inevitably roll me right down the slope until I smacked into his giant, snoring belly. And the food? He wasn't just absorbing it into a cloud of gas anymore. Now, he was face-planting into giant bowls of ramen, slurping noodles with a very physical mouth, splashing golden broth all over his furry chin and my clean counters. But I didn't care. Wherever we went, his massive feet literally compacted the earth. We'd walk in the park and I'd leave faint sneaker prints in the dirt, while beside me, he was leaving craters deep enough to pool rain. He was leaving his mark on the world. He jumped to catch a frisbee, eclipsed the sun for a second, hit the ground like a meteor, and then accidentally eat the plastic because he didn't quite grasp the concept of fetch. To make up for the ruined furniture, I'd take him for drives down the coast. I bought him these absurdly large aviator sunglasses. He'd squeeze his massive frame into the passenger seat of my Jeep, arm hanging out the door, grinning into the wind like he owned the entire highway. The right side tires were practically screaming for mercy, compressed totally flat against the asphalt. My suspension was destroyed, but feeling that enormous, undeniable weight riding shotgun next to me, I wouldn't trade it for anything. He was my fortress. He was my anchor. the power finally left him. He reverted to his normal chubby self, and his legs just gave out. His massive body tipped backward, hitting the ruined street with a sickening, heavy thud. I sprinted across the broken asphalt, terrified that the energy had burned out his physical form forever. I pushed my hands down into his chest and hit a wall of soft, warm, heavy muscle. No phasing. I buried my face into his neck, sobbing uncontrollably. Through my tears, I felt a massive purple arm lift off the ground. It fell across my back with a heavy, comforting thud. He patted me twice, clumsily. He was completely broken, utterly exhausted, but he was holding me back. He was fully, completely real. When we finally got home, I wrapped him in 50 yards of medical bandages, and he slept for 2 days straight, crushing my bed. When he finally opened his eyes, clear and bright, his stomach let out a roar louder than Groudon's. He pointed a fat finger at his mouth, demanding breakfast. I burst out laughing, throwing myself onto his huge stomach. Everything was back to his loud, heavy normal. To celebrate his recovery, we built a half-meter-tall monstrosity of a burger. He inhaled the entire thing in one breath, his cheeks puffing out like purple balloons. I spent long, lazy afternoons painting his massive claws with neon pink nail polish while he struck fabulous poses for my phone. The seasons changed. The leaves turned gold. I leaned back against his stomach under the autumn trees, feeling the undeniable resistance of his skin against mine. I turned and pressed my forehead against his. "You're the most solid thing I have," I told him. Now he waits for me at the door, taking up the entire hallway. He pushes the door open and the brilliant morning light washes over us. We don't hide in the shadows anymore. We step right into the brightness, side by side. Our footsteps fall in perfect sync. My light sneakers, his heavy, thudding feet. He lifts me up, throwing me onto his massive shoulders like I weigh nothing at all. "Best view in the world!" I shout, spreading my arms wide against the blue sky. My hand tightens around his thick, purple finger. The grip is firm, unbreakable. A ghost that started as a shadow I couldn't even touch became the heaviest, most solid thing in my life. We walk off into the golden horizon. A ghost that couldn't be touched, that never, ever let go.